A long family dinner has finally concluded on a very quiet and peaceful evening. As you walk toward the kitchen basin, a massive disaster is waiting for your attention. There sits the heavy cast iron skillet used for tonight's thick stew, featuring a charred, stubborn ring of carbonized debris that seems to defy any standard liquid detergent. Consider the specialized pan from the morning bacon, layered with heavy grease that is cooked into every single corner where a normal wash simply will not penetrate. Think about the large roasting tray from yesterday's poultry, coated in obsidian tacky residues that have fused onto the surface like industrial cement. You face 90 minutes of standing over rising steam, hot water running constantly, your fingernails becoming brittle, and yet the results remain mediocre at best. Half of your expensive cookware remains stained, while the other half now bears permanent scratch marks from where you were forced to scrub way too aggressively. If you walk into any local supermarket today, the cleaning section claims to have every single solution. Rows of overpriced branded sprays, cans of high-pressure foaming degreasers, jugs of liquid chemicals, bags of abrasive powders, and specialized scrubbing pads. You pay $9 for one, $12 for another, plus $5 for a single can that barely survives a month of regular use. A standard working kitchen easily drains $50 or $60 annually on these colorful chemical products. Yet, nearly all of them utilize the same basic molecular chemistry hidden behind a glossy label and a large marketing department. I want you to consider a different reality for a moment. There exists a simple, thick paste you can whisk together in 2 minutes using for basic pantry staples you likely own right now. It costs less than $1 to produce a container that serves your home for many months and conquers every difficult chore I just mentioned. It strips charred metal, it dissolves baked-on fat. It polishes stainless steel, it scours the porcelain sink, it refreshes the interior of the microwave, it buffs bathroom hardware. It even restores the brilliance to your tarnished silverware. One single solution, for components, $1, replacing your entire cleaning cabinet shelf. This specific formula isn't some new discovery I made. I did not create it myself. My family learned it from a seasoned mentor who spent decades as a professional hotel housekeeper. Professional kitchen staff and industrial cleaners have relied on these specific ratios for generations because they must handle hundreds of soiled dishes daily on a very restricted budget. Fine dining establishments use it. Busy neighborhood diners use it. Rural farmhouse kitchens use it. Wherever people face immense cleaning tasks without a fortune to waste, this exact strategy emerges. My name is Kenzo, and here on Kenzo Times, we focus on reclaiming old-world efficiency. Today, I am revealing the proportions, the 4 basic items, the scientific reason it functions, the vital safety warning you must hear before blending, and the 8 distinct applications this small jar provides. We use this mixture almost daily. We haven't purchased a commercial abrasive product in years. Before we dive into the method, I have compiled a guide of these frugal systems my family relies on to keep our monthly overhead low. It is available on our website. I won't mention it again during this video. If you want it, it is there. Stay here with me. Let's explore the chemistry first. Once you grasp why these 4 elements cooperate, memorization becomes unnecessary. You will simply understand the internal logic of the recipe. Every cleaner must perform 4 specific functions simultaneously. It must penetrate grease, detach debris from the surface, physically scour the stuck bits, and rinse away completely. Commercial brands achieve this through a cocktail of synthetic surfactants, grit, and water softeners, usually masked by artificial scents and dyes. This heritage recipe handles those same 4 tasks using plain pantry items without the fluff. Liquid dish soap is our primary oil emulsifier. It acts as a surfactant. It binds to lipids and fats, suspending them in liquid so they wash away instead of sticking back to the surface. Any standard brand works fine. Brand names or generic versions are all just surfactants with different perfumes. Use whatever you currently have. Common salt serves as the soft abrasive. These tiny grains provide friction without gouging the finish. The salt finds the burnt remains and physically nudges them off as you rub. Here is the secret most people miss: salt liquefies gradually as you work. By the time the task is finished, the grit is gone. No chalky residue remains to be scrubbed off later. It performs its duty and then vanishes. Sodium bicarbonate baking soda is the alkaline agent. When fat is fresh, soap handles it. But when oil is scorched into a carbonized ring, the heat has altered its molecular structure. You need something alkaline to break that bond. Baking soda does exactly that. It chemically converts baked grease into something the salt and soap can easily remove. It also neutralizes odors, which is why it keeps your refrigerator fresh. Tepid water is our delivery vehicle. It thins the mixture just enough to spread, while remaining warm enough to trigger the reaction without causing the paste to drip off too quickly. Combined, these 4 ingredients replicate what a $20 commercial product does. They lift, dissolve, scrub, and rinse in perfect harmony. Now, let's look at the precise measurements. Here is your grocery list. The total cost for one full batch is roughly 90 cents. 1 cup of standard liquid dish soap. Any variety works. The discounted bottle from the corner store is just as effective as the premium lemon-scented version. 1 cup of tepid water, not freezing, not boiling, just lukewarm. This temperature helps the sodium bicarbonate dissolve properly and ensures a smooth consistency. 2 level tablespoons of basic table salt. You don't need gourmet sea salt or pink minerals. Standard iodized salt for $1 a box is what the experts used. 1 tablespoon of baking soda. A small container lasts forever. Ensure it is sodium bicarbonate, not the powder used for rising bread. The classic orange box is perfect, that is everything, 4 items. Most of you have them within reach right now. This is how you mix it, pay close attention. Find a clean vessel large enough for 2 cups. Glass is the best choice. Pour in your liquid soap. Add the tepid water, blend very gently. If you stir too hard, you create unnecessary bubbles. You want a uniform liquid, not a foam. Incorporate the 2 tablespoons of salt, mix it in. Don't worry if it doesn't fully melt, those crystals are meant to stay somewhat intact for scrubbing power. Finally, add the single tablespoon of baking soda. Stir it slowly, you might see a tiny bit of fizzing. That is just trapped air escaping. Keep mixing until the surface is flat and you see a thick, iridescent cream. That is your powerhouse. Transfer it into a clean jar with a tight lid. An old glass preserve jar is ideal. Secure the top and store it under your sink. This one batch will serve you for several months of daily chores. In our house, 1 jar lasts about 12 weeks, and we cook every single meal here. Before I share the critical safety warning and the 8 specific uses, I have a request. Building a sustainable life is easier when done together. Consider joining our Kenzo Times community. You get deeper access to our frugal living systems and can ask me household questions directly inside. Check the link in the notes below. Now, let's discuss the critical caution. This is vital because ignoring it could be dangerous. The absolute rule with this mixture and any homemade solution is this: never combine it with bleach. Not in the jar, not on the counter, and not in the rinse water, never. Why? Bleach combined with cleaners containing certain alkaline agents or acids creates chlorine gas. This is a toxic vapor that has caused serious injury in residential kitchens. This isn't a myth. Every year, people accidentally create this gas in their sinks and are overwhelmed in moments. This specific recipe is safe on its own. However, if you store bleach nearby, be extremely cautious. Never apply this paste to a surface you just sanitized with bleach. Never keep the jar right next to a bleach bottle. And never wash this down a drain that still has bleach sitting in the trap. Use them separately. Rinse the area thoroughly between applications. Exercise the same chemical common sense you would with any industrial product. Store it high up, away from children. Keep it on the same shelf as your laundry pods. Be smart, and you will be fine. Standard safety applies to the old ways just as much as the new ones. Now, let's observe the 8 tasks this one jar masters in the order we typically use it. 1. Scorched cookware. This is the primary use. Apply a generous dollop to the black area. Add a splash of warm water. Let it rest for 15 minutes. Walk away. Don't waste energy hovering. When you return, a light scrub with a sponge will lift the debris. Most items clear up in one go. For the absolute worst cases like a pot left on a burner to long, repeat the process once. Even pans that industrial powders couldn't save will typically surrender to this paste. 2. Hardened fat. The bacon skillet, the roasting tray, or seasoned iron. When you need a deep reset, Coat the area in paste. Let it sit. The alkaline agent attacks the grease while the salt provides the lift. 3. The basin itself. Rub the paste over your sink. Scrub and rinse. Stainless steel will glow. Porcelain will lose that gray film that commercial cleaners often leave behind.